Howdy folks, we are back with another Draft League battle. This is week 9, which is the final week of regular season. Myself, the Arizona Birds of Prey, are taking on Minnie's Moab Marowaks. We both have the same record and we are currently 1-2 in the standings, so this is going to decide the top seed. So that's pretty fun. A lot on the line, even though we both make playoffs anyway. It just determines future matchups, but he brought an incredibly scary team. I did not want to see Bronzong. I did not want to see Ditto. I don't know what he would lead with. So we're just going to lead Slowbro. It's bulky, it can dole out hits. And we'll see how we do. Again, he has a lot of threats on his team, a lot of different scary stuff that you kind of have to account for, so we'll see what happens. And he does lead with the horrifying Galar Zapdos. I can't imagine he's going to stay in. He'll probably go for like a U-turn. But what do we want to go for? He doesn't have a dark type. He could just go to Bronzong, and that's probably what he will go to after a U-turn, but I'm just going to go for the safe expanding force here because it hits this and nothing is immune to it. So he does U-turn, does a solid chunk of damage. I don't know enough to know if that's like banded versus scarfed versus something else. I didn't see him take like life orb recoil, so I'm going to assume just on the basis that he's U-turn that he's choiced in some way. And he does go to Bronzong, so expanding force is going to do diddly. Yeah, that does like maybe 5%, and then he's going to get it back with lefties, so that's less than ideal. The thing is, though, I don't really know what this can do to me outside of like maybe like a Zen Headbutt or something. And I do have Fire Blast, so I'm just going to fire away and try to hit this thing. Goes for Calm Mind. Don't love to see that either. So if this doesn't do a good amount of damage, we might need to get out of dodge here. Okay, this is a reasonable chunk, but the fact that he's faster and just can continue to set up Calm Minds is scary, so I'm gonna get the heck out of here, and I'm just gonna go into Muck. And he goes for Expanding Force, and we're immune. Solid. And now we are very free to just go for a knockoff on something, which is what I'm going to do. See, that's the rub of having a team that kind of utilizes terrain, is your opponents will bring moves to kind of abuse your own strength. And Minnie's a smart battler and a good player, so it's not surprising that he brought Expanding Force on Bronzong to try and take advantage of that, but terrain is not up yet. It'll be interesting to see what he goes to here, because I don't imagine he's going to want to stay in. Yeah, so he switches. That's going to be the Azu. So that's going to take a little bit and knocks off the Choice Band. Okay. The thing is, would he go back to Bronzong here? I don't really lose anything by just Poison Jabbing. And now that it doesn't have his Choice Band, it's less scary. I mean, Azu's still a threat, but I'm just going to stay in and go for it. And we're faster. That's interesting. Okay. Way to go, Muck. So Muck A KOs Azu with Poison Jab. Alright, one down. Goes to this absolute monstrosity. So the thing is, like, he could go for an Earthquake here, which is kind of scary. I don't think it would kill us in one. We're not, like, defense invested, but we have max HP. So the Azu Muck thing might have been a speed tie. That's unfortunate for Mini, but... let's just go for a safe knockoff. Okay, so they're gonna set up in our face. That's kind of what I expected. Get rid of his loaded dice. That's good. But a +2 Earthquake, assuming he's running that, is gonna hurt a lot. And I don't have a ton that outspeeds this. Certainly not after a scale shot speed raise, but I don't know that a +2 scale shot is going to kill me unless he gets like the 4 or 5 hits, which he may not get now. So I don't think that Shadow Sneak is going to do enough from this range to take it out, so I'm just going to go for Poison Jab here and hope that we don't die and that he doesn't have, like, Earthquake. Because then, in theory, I could go to Flygon afterward and outspeed if he doesn't have the Scale Shot boost. Yeah, so he does Earthquake. That was a safe play. And that does take us out, so... Axe KOs Muck with EQ... But now, we can pretty safely go into Flygon here. It sucks to lose Muck, but, like, it was just too risky, because if he went for Scale Shot there and hit Flygon on switch-in and then got the speed boost, it was probably a wrap, so would not have been good. So, would he switch here and go to, like, Bronzong or maybe even his own Flygon? Maybe? And by his own Flygon, I mean, like, Ditto. Alright, let's just EQ. This thing is too much of a threat. Okay, we made the right call there. And we knock it out. Perfect. Okay, so not overthinking was the call. Flygon KOs Hex with EQ. So again, losing Muck is not the best, but it was sincerely not worth the risk there of going straight to Flygon, because again, if he went for Scale Shot, we were in a much worse spot, so... Now he goes into Ditto to become Flygon, is going to be able to see my set. And we have Earthquake, Fire Punch, Stone Edge. Can't hit the mirror matchup, like, hardly at all. I don't think that he would go for Earthquake into my own thing. He might just switch. go into Slowbro since we do have the Shuckaberry, but I don't think he's going to go for Earthquake into my own Flygon. No, he goes for Fire Punch, okay. And Dittos, more often than not, are choiced in some way. So I'm just going to have to bank on the fact that he is. And I'll just fire away with an Ice Beam. Okay, switches out. Goes again to Bronzong. We get a lucky freeze. We cannot. Again, I'm just going to go for Fire Blast. The lower that I can keep Bronzong, the better, because this thing causes a lot of problems for my team. Goes for another Calm Mind. If we get a crit, that would be enormous, because we could just break through the boost. Okay, that still does a solid chunk. Don't think another one would take him out, but now we don't have the Muck switch in, so let's just go for another Fire Blast. Hopefully we hit. Goes for an Expanding Force. Doesn't do too much. We hit the Fire Blast and take out Bronzong. Perfect. That way, Slowbro. Alright, so now he still has crazy threats because he has the Galar Zapdos, which I don't want to see right now, but that's probably what's coming out. And if it has like high horsepower, we do have the Shuckaberry. So if it goes for high horsepower, we might be able to live. And then we could hopefully KO back with an Expanding Force, even though we don't have the terrain up. Go into Glaceon. This is a Terra Captain. I believe the type, so it's Ice, Water, and Ghost. If he Terras away from Ice, then Fire Blast is not the play. However, you know what? Let's just go into Colossal here. I'm hoping that he doesn't like Terra Blast Water, which would be a weird play into Slowbro anyway, but yeah, so Calm Mind there. That's very scary. Problem is this thing could have like Freeze Dry. Do I want to get some like late game rocks up, or do I want to just try and deal with this big old threat? I think we rocks just for the Zapdos and the, okay, perfect. So he goes for Protect. So we got that play right as well. Let's get some late game stealth rocks going. This is where I wish I would have brought like Heat Crash or a physical fire move instead of Flamethrower, but such is life. We'll go for the Flamethrower here. So they are going to Terra. They Terra Ghost. Terra Ghost Shadow Ball. We are physically defensive, so we're not going to take this too well, but we might be able to take a second. Oh wow, flamethrower is absolutely 0. That's not ideal. Alright, yeah, this is tough. I might have to go for like a Scald Burn or something. Because just having like residual chip on this thing is probably better for us. So I'm gonna try that. Goes for another Calm Mind. Not great. But if we burn, we can chip it. Okay, perfect. So we do get the burn. Not having Muck for this is less than ideal, because this thing could sweep me. I have things that outspeed it, but like, yeah, not ideal. It's not advantageous for him to like protect or do any of that stuff. Let's just Flamethrower again. For another Calm Mind. See, the thing is, like, Glaceon is pretty slow. Like, pretty much everything on my team sans this and Slowbro outspeed it. But we're not making, like, any headway at all here. The problem is if I switch on a turn that he attacks, we're in a lot of trouble. So let's maybe try... Maybe try Indeedee. Yeah, because I think keeping Colossal with the Flame Body around is maybe advantageous for the Zapdos. And I don't really need Indeedee for the rest of this. I mean, it would be maybe nice against Zapdos, but it's not going to take a hit, so... And we're immune to the Shadow Ball. That's kind of what I was banking on. And then here, it's probably not worth it to go for Psychic, just because it's not going to really do anything. I can set up the Reflect thinking past this, but the problem is I don't really have anything that can one-shot Glaceon. Oh boy. Well, let's just Psychic and hope for a crit. We don't get it. It does piddling damage. Ice Beam is probably going to take us out. No, we actually live. Okay. So let's go for a Healing Wish now, just so we have it in the back, because it works in that if you pick or you send something in that already has missing HP, that's when it activates. So if I go to something now, okay, it goes for another Ice Beam. Man, I really have to hope that Kyurem or similar can come through here, because this is out of hand. Glaceon is just a huge threat if you let it get set up, and I was kind of letting it do that because I was too scared to switch into a heavy hit, but do I want a Scale Shot? Kind of, but there's the chance to miss. Let's just risk it. Why not? We got the loaded dice. Alright, we hit. So 1, 2, it's gonna be enough. We might need 5, 3, 4. Come on, one more. No, Kyurem, come on. We needed ya. Oh, that stinks. The Ice Beam, are we going to be able to live? With 8! Incredible. Oh man, okay, and now we can maybe risk... Because I don't know if Zapdos gets priority moves. Do we risk the 90% here? I think we have to in case he's Scarfed, because I don't know... Okay, so they protect. That's interesting. Dang, if we predicted that and went for Dragon Dance, that would have been absolutely elite levels of play. See, the problem is he can then go to Ditto after and potentially just take us out, which is scary. Okay, so we hit the other Scale Shot. So Kyurem KOs Glaceon with Scale Shot. So now he's probably going to go Ditto and then just reverse sweep our life away. But if we win the speed tie... Oh, we may not. Because he'll be Scarf and we're just +2. So we may have just, like, screwed ourselves here. Well, the thing is, he doesn't have loaded dice. I feel like he's going to be Scarfed, but I don't know what I can do about that, to be honest. I guess I go Colossal afterward, but I can't really hit it. Oh boy, this is tough. Tough, tough, tough. Alright, well, we'll try for it. We're going to get outsped. Yeah, so that might be the game right there with Ditto. So Ditto KOs Kyurem with Icicle. So here's our play. We go into Flygon, we Terra Fire, and I think we Dragon Dance. Well, the thing is, it may not even matter, because he'll need to get low rolls. I'm just gonna Terra and Stone Edge, I think, and hope that that KOs, because I think he imitates our drops too, so he might be at -2 defense. But he doesn't have loaded dice unless he's a maniac. And then with Terra Fire, I'm hoping we can live either an Icicle Spear or a Scale Shot depending on how many hits he gets. Okay, so Icicle Spear, 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. Okay. And we Stone Edge, we hit, and we take it out. Alright, Flygon KOs Ditto, Stone Edge. And then now it gets real hairy with the freaking Zapdos G. So this is going to be a speed tie unless he's Scarfed, which I'm assuming he is. So let's just see if we can live. Okay, Brave Bird is going to probably take us out. It does. So Zapdos KOs Flygon with Brave Bird. So now we go to Cole, we get our healing wish, we go back to full. It's a good game. And I'm just going to Scald to try and get the double chance of the burn. He might just get burned from Flame Body here. And he does. Okay. And that's not doing anything, so we're probably chilling right now. So I'm gonna assume he's locked in, Choice Scarfed into Brave Bird. And in the end, that was what did him in, because if he had like high horsepower here, he could switch to that and potentially knock out both of my beefy boys. But yeah, that was scary. Ditto is always a monster. I love that thing in draft just because you can take advantage of situations like that. But we figured it out with Flygon, solved the puzzle of our own making, and got the win. GG Mini. Maybe we'll see you in playoffs.